Welcome, everyone. We're doing another fun episode of Indie Reads Aloud. Why is it fun? Well, because we have another one of my author friends coming back to placate the 6-year-old in me, and she's going to read her children's book out loud, and I love it when people do this for me. Today's special guest is Nikki Mitchell. Welcome back to the program, Nikki.
Hi, thank you for having me again.
Thank you for writing a children's book so that I can pretend to be 6. I appreciate that. Nikki Mitchell is the award-winning American author of the middle grade Portal Fantasy Trilogy, Eleanor Mason's Literary Adventures, and the Magic Shoebox Adventures. She is a native of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan and lives there with her husband, 2 children, 2 rabbits, 3 cats, and a dog. She is a proud member of the Upper Peninsula Publishers and Authors Association. As a mom of a child with ADHD and a sensory processing disorder, she continues to write fantasy tales with disabled characters with ADHD, anxiety, and autism. Yay! I am so glad that you're continuing to write these special stories for these special young people.
I have so much fun writing these characters. I really do.
I'm really glad that you are one of a growing number of authors for children who are writing neurodivergent characters for children. We're normalizing it, and I think that's a fantastic thing.
Absolutely.
So the book you're going to read today is Ellie and the Midwest Goodbye. Can you give me a little bit background story? How did you get the idea for this story?
Well, I told my husband that I was going to go on kind of a sabbatical and I was going to not publish anything this year. And then I was talking with one of my family members about the Midwest Goodbye, and because I'm from the UP and I spent most of my childhood waiting at the door for my parents to get done saying their goodbyes that took forever.
Yes.
And, so, and the story just popped into my head, and I'm like, that would be a lot of fun to write, and it would be funny, and I think that anybody in the Midwest would enjoy it and get a laugh out of it, adults included. So
well, I think adults especially, because we've grown up with this wacky tradition through generations, right? My grandparents, my parents, I do it, makes my son crazy. He's like, doesn't understand. He's not afflicted with this problem. For him, goodbyes are super simple and easy. Bye, see you later. And for me, no. Goodbye. We have to build in an extra hour just to say goodbye when we visit.
Exactly. So this one is just for anybody who's been victimized by the Midwest Goodbye, like Ellie.
We are similarly afflicted. So again, thank you so much for coming back on the program. And when you are ready, please take the microphone and read aloud.
All right. So it's Ellie and the Midwest Goodbye. Oh, look at the time, my dad says, slapping his knee. The goodbye ritual has started, and patience is key. I give hugs to my Nan and my great Uncle Joe and put on my winter stuff because it's starting to snow. I tie up my laces and button my coat, but Gramps asked Dad about our new boat. We'll leave in a minute, Mom says, patting my head, but turns and talks casseroles or hot dish with Aunt Linda instead. Nan says to put on a scarf so I won't catch a cold, but Uncle Charlie starts a story that he's already told. I sink down in defeat and my neck starts to sweat. I'm hot and I'm tired and I'm starting to fret. I see Mom at the door and I pull on my mitts, but she's quickly pulled aside by my first cousin Fritz. It's no use, I give up. We'll be here all night. I don't understand why leaving is such a big fight. It's been 20 minutes and I'm laying on the floor. I've hugged and I can hug no more. Dad shakes Graham's hand and heads for the door. I rush to his side, but he chats even more. I stand in defeat, kick off my boots and cry. We'll never ever leave because of the Midwest goodbye. She's crying. Dad comes over and tells me it's time to go, but we're quickly interrupted by Nan's best friend, Flo. You've gotten so big, she says with a squeeze. Her perfume is so strong, I let out a sneeze. Achoo. We make it outside, and I'm ready to cheer. Everyone waves and says, watch out for deer. I'm all buckled in and ready to leave, but Dad rolls down his window and talks to Cousin Steve. I close my eyes tight and wish for my bed, while Midwest goodbyes bounce around in my head. That's it.
That's fantastic. So much of my childhood just passed before my eyes. Were you also the illustrator on this book?
Yes.
Which of the illustrations is your favorite?
I really like.
It's difficult to choose a favorite, I know, but
It is, but my favorite one to draw was poor Ellie.
She's so cute. I just think she's adorable. But again, it is a Midwest tradition. And I I just have to giggle because recently I was at a book festival on the west side of Michigan, and this is a doubly dangerous thing to do when you're trying to say goodbye to your author friends, because not only is it the Midwest goodbye, it's the Midwest storytellers goodbye, which
Yes,
I think takes 4 times longer.
probably because we are natural storytellers. That's what we do.
But it's so much fun. I love how you wrote this story in rhyme.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. The dog is cheering for you as well. But I love how you wrote this story in rhyme. It just sounds so wonderfully musical. I think it's a fantastic book.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
I have a few adult friends I think I'm going to buy this one for. Thank you so much for coming on the program again. I really appreciate you coming back, and I look forward to your next visit.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.